Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. November 1st, 2023. Thank you for joining me, Rockstars. And it's a new month, and the heart and soul of fourth quarter is right now, November, December. And we all know about the regular items that everyone flips to sell on eBay, like cell phones or laptops or tablets or run-of-the-mill clothes like Nike and Free People and things like that. But what about the obscure items that you might actually not realize sell amazingly well on eBay for great profits that you can find at estate sales and thrift stores and garage sales and yard sales and moving sales that you might just walk past all the time, or you might find them on Facebook Marketplace and you have no idea they sell so well? Well, I want to go over 20 of those today. I'm going to jump right into them. I'm going to take you over to the screen and show you these 20 items because they're amazing and they'll make you a really, really good, solid profit when they sell. A lot of them are fast flip items and some of them are long tail items, which means they might hang around a while, but you'll make a really good profit and ROI on your money when they sell. So without further ado, let's jump over to it. And don't forget to check out my listing service, Pro Ecommerce Lister, to help you get all of your listings done and your death piles knocked out without any wasted time of yours. Let's jump into these 20 items. I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Pro Ecommerce Lister, your one-stop shop for listing services. Simply take photos of your inventory, upload them into our system in our mobile app or website, and we do the rest. Titles, descriptions, conditions, item specifics, return times, handling times, and shipping policies. You simply price your item and make them live on the platform. Contact Pro Ecommerce Lister below at www.proecommercelister.com or email us at proecommercelister@gmail.com for full instructions and pricing. And thank Pro Ecommerce Lister for being a sponsor of the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel.
Number one is hats. Hats do really well. I bought a lot of 13 or 1400 hats about a year ago, did really well on them. I paid like a little over $1.30 or $1.40 and landed in bulk, and I was averaging close to $20, $18 to $20 a hat. You can see here, I just looked up vintage snapback hats. There's 51,000 of them that have sold. They have a very good sell-through rate. Everything from sports like the Chicago Bulls to trucker hats to college Super Bowl hats. This U.S. Mail USPS hat is pretty cool. Again, we have another Bears hat. We have a camo snapback. Anything with cool sports, cool designs. This one is a Benjamin Moore hat. That's pretty cool. It's got like floral and stuff on it. Hawaiian. It's a 90s farmland dairy feed. This one sold for 21. A big tractor sold for 30. So anything with cool graphics or different sports or, Green Bay Packers, this one sold for $130. Crazy Missouri hat, 23. You can easily average $20, $30, $40 and find these at pretty much any yard sale, garage sale, thrift store, estate sale. Look for these snapbacks. Look for these 80s, 90s, Von Dutch, Dodge trucks, anything cool like this. You can definitely bank on and, pay $1, $2, $3 and flip it for a great profit. Okay, number two is silverware. I actually know somebody that sells a lot of silverware. Excuse me, and you can sell them in the sets. You can see they can be worth in the hundreds of dollars for sets in the boxes. You can even sell them in the pieces. Look, this 4-set piece sold for $21.85. You got some other single pieces. Look, 5-set piece here. You've got 2 pieces sold for $55, 2 pieces for $25, 4 pieces for $100. Never know when you get gold and silver flatware what it's worth. A 4-piece Oneida Tudor round cream spoon sold for $36 pre-owned. That's $9 a spoon, right? You probably could have found these at a yard sale for somebody that's like, oh yeah, have them for $1. All of a sudden you sell them for 36 bucks, right? $32. So always be looking for these. They're pretty cool. And that's number 2. Number 3 is a vintage Tupperware. Now, Tupperware, a lot of people know. Your moms, your grandmoms all had it. We have it. Any of the weird stuff. This yellow, pastel yellow fix and mix bowl was sold for over $50 just for this one. And this is all pre-owned. I've done all pre-owned here. You have 2 vintage Tupperware Starburst storage bowls with those Starburst lids. You guys know what I'm talking about. They were up for 24 plus 8, so 32 and change. They took a best offer, but still pretty good. You could find this stuff, if you know what you're looking for, all over yard sales, garage sales. As we scroll down, we see other stuff. Look, a square set of 8 harvest colors. This is Tupperware plates, 45 bucks. All sorts of things up in the 30s, $40. So you don't want to pay a lot for these because the shipping too, you have to keep it in mind. Here's a Blockbuster popcorn bowl. That's pretty cool. Sold for $43.95. These are all $30, $40 items, but just to keep an eye out for them, they're really worth having your eyes peeled because you'll see them at yard sales and estate sales all the time in the kitchen areas. This is perfumes, sprays, things like that. Number 4. Even open box or used. My friend Colleen sells a lot of this stuff, but look at this. Secret Craving fragrance from Victoria's Secret, $58, new without the box. Never been used, 8.4 ounces. Make sure you keep in mind that you can't sell this stuff and ship it through the air. It does have to do ground advantage, which is fine. Look at this, Victoria's Secret Tea Sugar Fluorite Body Mist and Lotion, 3 brand new in a set, sold for $212. There's all kinds of these, even used. If I came down here and selected some of these that were open boxes. Now, some people say you can't sell it as used, but you can sell it as collectible. So all these need to be brand new, new without box. But the collectible ones, if they have been, vintage stuff that's been used a little bit, but people still want it, you can still sell it. You can sell it on their platforms. You can sell it here as collectible. But you can see some of these prices. All I did was just look up Victoria's Secret, but you can look up Bath & Body Works and all the other brands as well. Things like Chanel, old school stuff. I wouldn't personally list Chanel. There's been problems with lawsuits. I would stay away from that. But there are some people that do it very successfully. Just be careful with Chanel. All right, number 5 is electronics that are broken, computers, tablets, phones. We all know to sell those. Like I said, they're obvious. But selling stuff broken for parts. Look, I just looked up a MacBook Pro 2019 for parts. I sorted by parts. Look at this, $290, $307. Look, $227, $227, $400. Look, see description. It's for parts only, right? It's a 2019, a few years old. Parts only, selling for $529. I mean, you can sell, if somebody just has it broken and they're like, I just need to get rid of it, give me $50, you can make money. Make sure you look up the exact model and the year and the specs, like what the screen size is and what the gigabyte RAM is and all that, and get your pricing right and the fees and shipping. But you can sell these no problem. Broken iPods, broken iPads, broken computers, tablets, voice recorders, anything that's an electronic that has a solid value working. If it's worth like 40, 50 or more dollars in good condition, if it's above that, then for parts, it could be worth at least 15, 20 on up. If it's worth a few hundred good, then it could be worth big money, even broken. Appliances, small kitchen appliances, home appliances tend to do pretty well. So I looked up Ninja blenders. You can look up the food processors. You can look up all sorts of like the mixers and the blenders. Look at these Ninja blenders, $40. Look, this one is just the replacement part only. They had up for $55. This is just the base, right? No cup. 50 plus 20 shipping, $70 just for that base. Here's another one, $50, right? Here's just the pitcher for $42 all in, 30 plus 12. Here's the entire one sold for $117. So you guys can see, look, somebody sold the lid here just for $15. Somebody sold the base there again for $35.50. You can get money out of this stuff even for parts. Find them at garage sales, yard sales, thrift stores, etc. So that's number 6. Number 7 is remote controls. I looked up one brand, Denon. You can look up Sony, Samsung, Logitech, Philips, JVC. You can look up all of those, but remote controls are something a lot of people pass on. And I think anybody watching my channel knows I've sold hundreds of thousands of remote controls, made tons of money on them. Look, this Denon right here sold for what, $58, $59. Here's a $30. Here's a $58 one, $22. I mean, you can buy these for 50 cents and $1 all day long at flea markets, garage sales. Stay away from the universal. Get the ones that are the actual brands. Number 8 is textbooks. So textbooks pretty much speak for themselves. I'm not a bookseller, so I can't go over which ones are the best, but things like American history courses, $26, metalworking shop, anything that's like fundamentals, music fundamentals tend to do pretty well. Chemistry, a molecular approach, that was up for $85 plus 7, so $92. It sold for best offer, but still, you want to hit up kids and college people who are out of the course, who just want to get rid of the book for $5, and then you flip it for 20 or 30 or $50. Next, we have Lego minifigs. Lego minifigs are incredible. Some of these things are worth $8. Some of these things are worth $105 or $100 or $13. Every one of them is different. Look at this $90 Lord Voldemort glow-in-the-dark trans head. Amazing. Lego reverse flash minifig, $43, right? $44 for Silver Centurion Iron Man. I mean, look at some of these prices on these guys. And some of them are only $8 ones or $9, but Lego anything is so hot right now. Make sure it's legitimate. Look, just a little Darth Vader Imperial inspection, $23. Look, $61 for this guy. This is a Spider-Man superhero 2099 minifig. There is so much money. Look at this Velma Dinkley from Scooby-Doo, $87 all in. Unbelievable. Nightwing, even this little guy's $11. So minifigs for sure. That's number 9. Number 10 is vinyl records. I have a friend that sells a ton of vinyl records. You got to look them up. Anything rare, anything obscure, anything abnormal is definitely going to be worth money. You can scroll through this stuff, look up the ones that you want to look up. Look at this. Read and sings The Hobbit, Fellowship of the Ring, $64. J.R.R. Tolkien reads and sings The Hobbit. I mean, there's Kiss, 9001 debut vinyl with promo cover, $240 some odd dollars. The East Side Kids, $150 some dollars. Jimmy Buffett's Changes in Latitudes Attitude, almost $30 for that. So definitely still money in vinyls. And just my search here found 140,000 plus vinyls for sale. All I searched for was vinyl records used. There you go. I think that was number 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the one I did is 10. And this makes 11 is typewriters. Typewriters are money, but you got to learn how to ship them, how to protect them, how to weigh them, how to get the proper money. Because some of them are 70, 80 bucks. Some of them are upwards of 200. Some of them are cheap. You got to price them right and ship them correctly. You should be able to ship a typewriter for 20 bucks or less plus the fees that you're going to incur, 15, 20 bucks, whatever it is. Just know that you're going to lose $30 or $40 worth of shipping and fees plus whatever you pay for it. So make sure you take that into account when you're pricing it. If it's worth $83 and you're paying 10 bucks for it, you're at 73, you're going to pay 20 bucks to ship it. You're at 53, you're going to pay 15 bucks in shipping. You're at, $38. There's not a lot of room in profit and not a lot of room if something happens to it. So you want to try to, 117 gives you more room, or 127. Just make sure you're doing it properly. And also check Amazon, because they do sell well on Amazon as well. Next, we have the Fish Finder. Fish finders are great. Mobile GPSs, things like that. They can all be in the 20s and 30s, 50s on up, but you can also find a ton of them that are high value, right? 309, 260, 309, 240, 220, 230, 130, 380, 380. Fish finders are expensive, and you definitely want to keep an eye out for them as much as possible. Next, vintage Polaroid cameras. We sell a lot of point and shoots, a lot of digital cameras, a lot of Polaroids. They're all in the 30s, 40s, $50. Some of them can be up to 90 and 100. Some of the really rare ones, never seen this one, but 195. We've sold this one 86 plus 11, so 97, 98 bucks. So definitely look for those at yard sales, estate sales. You can also look for digital cameras from the 90s and early 2000s. One, people wouldn't think about eyeglass frames. You don't need the lenses, believe it or not. Anything with like Ray-Ban frames, Oakley, Gucci, anything legitimate, you're going to be able to fetch in that $30, $40, $50 range for those. They do not have to have the lenses. As you can see, people want the frames and they'll get their own lenses because the frames are expensive. This is a Nike Flex-On frame. It's $75 they sold that pre-owned for. So Burberry, again, keep an eye out for that. Here we have handheld electronic games from my childhood, the 90s, the early 2000s, the mid 90s when I was 10, 11, 12, 13 and rode these around. There was no Nintendo DS or PSP or Switch. This is what we had, right? And these are so cool because there's, like 1978 Merlin. Now, I wasn't that old, of course. I was born in 85, but you can see some of these Erotica games are pretty valuable. $18 for solitary, best offer. Here's a Tiger Electronics 99 Pokemon Pokeball game. $19, $20, over $20 all in. That's pretty cool. Even a little video poker Royal Flush sold for $11. This was a cool game, Lights Out, that I played. So this was $17 they sold it for. Here's a Connect 4 game. You're not going to, get rich on these, but games like this, $20, $15, $25. Lights Out, again, $22. Solitaire, $13 from 98. Vintage Speak and Spell, $20. Yahtzee sold for $18. Paperboy, these Tiger Electronic ones are probably the best, $34. The Boppets are still good, $25. Make sure you know how to ship them. Snake's Revenge, so this is pretty cool from Metal Gear. Tiger handheld, $75. You guys get the idea. Lots of these games worth some money. Next, we have postcards. I've been selling these for a while now. The RPPCs, which means they're basically a real photo put on top of the postcard and not mass produced, not that commercial ones, but you can get, a million of them were sold out of a gift shop in California. These are actual RPPC postcards, vintage, most of them early 1900s, like this one, 1908, 1940s. Anything that old is definitely worth at least 10 or 15 bucks on up to 40 and 50. Don't expect, again, a fortune out of them. The majority is going to be in that $20 average, $25 average, but you can get some that are worth more. You just have to kind of research and figure out why these are worth more and which ones get the most and what the trends are. DVD VCR combos, talked about these for a while. People think they're old, outdated technology. They're really not. Here you have Toshiba selling for $94. Most of these are going to be in that 75 to 100 range. You can see them. There's a lot of 50, 60s. Those are probably the bottom end ones. The middle range ones are going to be in that 75 to 100. And occasionally you'll catch one that's worth, over that $150 range. Here's that Magnavox 186. As we scroll down, here's another one that's sold for $120. It's a Samsung. So check the model number. Very easy to look up that model number, VR330. Here's another one, 111. It's a Sony. Here's one that's sold for 88. So you can expect most of these go for about 60 to 80 bucks, 75 bucks. And if you're selling them for about a $70 average, your shipping, your fees are going to bring you down to about 40. So pay accordingly. Try to pay less than 10 bucks for them if they're that cheap. That way you can make $30 or $40 on them. Number 18 is snowboard pants and also the goggles. Goggles are extremely expensive, but the pants, the actual overalls and stuff are worth a lot. Even the insulated, just regular snowboard pants are generally close to $30. Some of the more expensive ones here, you can see, these Burton ski pants, which are brown mediums, they sold for $59 with the best offer. Again, another $50, $70. Here's one that just the regular kids ones that sold for $23. We have another set of Patagonias, $89. So snowboard pants definitely worth putting in a few bucks, up to $5 or $10 depending on what you have. Number 19, belt buckles. Really weird one. Somebody showed me this when they bought a box of these from Shop Goodwill a few years back. Some of these interesting belt buckles, a Tom and Jerry one, almost $30. A Louis Vuitton one, $637, of course. But here's some hand-tooled belt buckles. We can see some old school vintage stuff. Like here's a rare antique sterling silver one. Of course, that's worth big money. As we scroll down, you can see this cool art bronze one. Even this Yves Saint Laurent black one sold for $25. Again, you've got another one. Some of this stuff is really high dollar. Here we go. We have a vintage Eagle belt buckle with turquoise and silver, sold for $50. Let's keep looking. Louis Vuitton again. You've got this Gucci, anything name brand, anything with cool, look at this. Von West's Sunrise and Sunset in the Mountains, 1970, sold for $40. So pretty much worth looking for any belt buckles that are big, bright, designer, or grab your attention. And the last one I'm going to give you guys for today is video game guides. Now you can Google video game guides. People watch YouTube videos to learn how to beat games or go online and watch the PDFs and read the PDFs. But the game guides, especially the original Brady Games ones, they're still worth, look, $40. Here's one for Simulator from 2000, $20. Here's Parasite Eve, sold for $32 and change. Here's a stack of Nintendo Power magazines, $75. Here's Pikmin, Nintendo GameCube, $23. Keep going. Here's Zelda, $35. Star Fox, $14. You can easily get a minimum. The cheapest these are all going to sell for is $10 to $12. Most of them, $15 to $20. Borderlands Game of the Year, $20. Mario Galaxy 2, $20. Pokemon Coliseum, $25. Here's Brady Games Saga Frontier 2, $22. So easily these could be, an average of $20. Here's a lot of 2 that sold for $54. $44 for The Legend of the Dragoon. Tons and tons of value in these books. So if you're picking them up at yard sales, garage sales for $1, $2, $3, you're in business. And that'll wrap it up for 20 items that you can sell on eBay for profits. Unique items you wouldn't think of, items you might walk by or not realize are worth the ROI, the return on investment, and the profit, selling them on eBay. And hopefully this helps your reselling journey in your career, your business, and hopefully you enjoyed the video as always. And if you did, please hit that like button. It helps the algorithm and I appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you around for future videos. And until next time, guys, have a wonderful evening and I will see you later.